First of all, I'd like to offer my condolences to the victims of the shooting. Our hearts go out to them, and to those who are injured, our prayers are for a swift and total recovery. We've now had, the question was about banning hunting rifle. We've now had 11 years where the Liberals said we would all be made safe if they banned hunting rifles. And I think now is the time to judge the result. Has it worked? Well, gun crime is up 50% since they promised they were going to ban these guns. We have to ask ourselves, have these bans on hunters and farmers and licensed sports shooters stopped mass shootings? These are the questions we have to ask. It came out this week that 18 executives now exist at the Phantom Alto rail project. This is a rail project that will not probably be built for decades, but somehow they already have 18 executives and they've given out $2.8 million of bonuses. For what? There's no route, there's no start date, there's no private investment, there's no building company, and somehow Mr. Carney believes that these executives have performed well enough to get $2.8 million of taxpayers' money in the form of bonuses. Mr. Carney is building an economy of carve-outs, bailouts, and handouts for the club, and higher costs, debt, and taxes for everyone else.
Carney was saying this morning that Trump called him yesterday, and they had a constructive conversation about NATO and the war in the Middle East and the situation in the Middle East, but that Carney did not raise Kuzma with Trump. I wonder what you think of that and how you would have handled that conversation if you got the call from Trump to talk about NATO.
Well, first of all, I hope they had a good call. We need a good relationship between our two countries. I definitely would have raised Kuzma. We have workers in aluminum, steel, autos, lumber who are losing their jobs. Just in British Columbia, they've lost 30 mills in the last decade, and these mills are literally the anchor of entire towns. Similar story in rural Quebec. We need the Prime Minister to get a good deal and fast. He promised he'd have one a year ago, but since that time, he's made a phenomenal amount of concessions while getting nothing in return. You know, I just find it incredible that he's made about 6 major concessions: digital services tax, Netflix tax, removing counter tariffs, the defense spending, the list goes on and on. Many of those things needed to happen. But why not bring them to the negotiating table and get something in return? Instead, what he's got is double the tariffs on aluminum and steel and triple on lumber. What I would do is build up our leverage, and we have a lot, by committing to build a strategic reserve of the 10 most critical minerals, according to NATO, that you need to fight a war. Put those in a reserve. Commit to increasing oil production by another 2 million barrels, and offer the Americans the prospect that those resources could be available for their purchase in a tailored way if we get tariff-free access to their markets. We need leverage, positive leverage. That's what President Trump has said. It's what he's written in his own book. We have that leverage through our resources, and we can massively enrich our people by using those resources, and at the same time get the tariffs removed so our economy can grow.
Will you be attending any pride parades this year?
I'm not planning to.
No, why not?
It's just not on my plan. I just find it incredible that Mark Carney was not just his promise to negotiate a win with President Trump was not a promise. It was the Liberal promise of the last election. And where are the results of that promise? He said he'd have a deal by July 21st of last year. We're almost July of this year, and tariffs have gone up. The aluminum, steel, auto, and lumber workers are desperate for their jobs and their paychecks. And Mr. Carney has a long telephone conversation with the president and doesn't even bring it up. What could be a greater priority to this country? It's time to start fighting for Canada and to start getting results. What Mr. Carney and the Liberals are once again doing is trying to create a censorship and surveillance apparatus. And this is, I'm not the only one who said this, it's already widely viewed. You take the combination of their original C11, which is allows them, the CRTC, to manipulate algorithms online to favor content the government considers to be appropriate. You consider they have a heritage minister that wants to ban Bible verses that he considers to be politically incorrect. And you have parts of C22 that would require large tech companies to ultimately become surveillance arms for the state. I think if you put all those things together, you get a troubling view about the government's desire to control, to have more control, and for the people to have less independence. We all believe in tougher laws and better tools for law enforcement to protect our kids, to protect our seniors, and to protect Canadians. And we believe that we can do that while protecting our liberty at the same time.
I want to protect Canadians, not protect politicians
I think, did you ask
from
that
free
in English
speech.
or French? Sorry, my... Sorry. It all becomes like a weird jumble in my head. Sorry about that. So would you like an English answer? You're like...
What I may ask you as a follow-up in English is, we don't have any laws targeting the companies.
Why don't you have any coffee in here?
Duly noted.
Conditions have really fallen apart. Sorry.